We will begin with this. Dr. David Shulkin is out as Veterans Affairs Secretary, and he is not going quietly. He writes in the New York Times this morning, the environment in Washington has turned so toxic, chaotic, disrespectful, and subversive that it became impossible for me to accomplish the important work that our veterans need and deserve.
President Trump fired Shulkin yesterday and surprised many people by choosing his White House physician to replace him. Rear Admiral Ronnie Jackson has served the last 3 presidents. He gave Mr. Trump a glowing assessment after a complete physical in January.
David Shulkin joins a growing list of more than 24 officials to leave the Trump administration. Major Garrett is at the White House with the latest cabinet shakeup. Major, good morning.
Good morning. Shulkin's ouster is not a surprise. We reported on this program nearly 2 weeks ago his job was in serious jeopardy. In February, the VA Inspector General determined that Shulkin used tax dollars to pay for a lavish trip to Europe for his wife. Shulkin offered to repay the government, but the revelation caused him to lose backing here at the White House. In the aftermath of all this, Shulkin has said he is the victim of, quote, politically based attacks from people who wanted me out of the way.
Working every day.
That was Veterans Affairs Secretary David Shulkin on Monday. By last night, he had been fired.
Are you his favorite cabinet secretary?
I wouldn't say that.
On the campaign trail, Mr. Trump repeatedly slammed the agency under Shulkin, the only Obama administration holdover in the president's cabinet.
The VA health care program is a total disaster.
The president later joked about firing Shulkin from his administration.
We'll never have to use those words. We'll never have to use those words on our David.
In a scathing New York Times op-ed, Shulkin argued he was being pushed out by, quote, people who want to put VA health care in the hands of the private sector. They saw me as an obstacle to privatization who had to be removed. It's something President Trump seemed to call for on the campaign trail.
Veterans should be guaranteed the right to choose their doctor and clinics, whether at a VA facility or at a private medical center.
Shulkin is a former physician who ran hospitals and was confirmed unanimously by the Senate. The president's choice to replace him?
He has incredible genes.
His personal physician, Ronnie Jackson, who administered the president's first physical and lavished praise on a president not known for his fitness or healthy eating habits.
I think he will remain fit for duty for the remainder of this term and even for the remainder of another.
Jackson's confirmation is by no means certain. Democrats have questioned his seeming lack of experience heading a vast bureaucracy, the second largest federal government agency that serves and treats nearly 9 million veterans as patients. Republicans also responded, cautiously praising Shulkin and waiting to see what Jackson would tell them in the confirmation process. In the end, Shulkin said at the end of that op-ed piece, Norah, it shouldn't be this hard to serve your country.
A lot of people thinking that, Major. Thank you so much.